this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. And don't forget to check out my website, paradxastrology.com. I am a professional astrologer and I can help you with anything. And if you'd like to support this channel and like occult videos, I make exclusive ones on Patreon, so feel free to subscribe. Okay, let's get into this video. So I just want to talk about the transit of Mars, which I thought that I actually did, but I called it the World Economic Crash, and I did that in 2022. And I did talk about it with the retrograde, but I didn't talk about it further than that. So sorry, this video is a little bit late. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Mars and the Mars transit until the end of the month, and then I'll probably just do another update about that. Okay, so right now Mars is in Mrigashirsa. I have a whole other video that I probably posted before this one, and that's about the bank collapse and what happened. You can go watch that one. This is kind of more of a continuation of that one. So the bank collapse, basically it happened because we were at the same degrees that it happened in 2008 and 1929. When it retrograded in October, which I have a video about that, retrograded in October, caused the FTX and crypto collapses. Then when it went back over that degree, it caused a bank collapse. So Mrigashirsa is ruled by Mars, but now we're in Gemini. When it was at 29 degrees, it was in Taurus. Now it's in Gemini. Mars and Mercury do not get along. They're actually enemies. So this is causing a lot of problems to Mercury, especially because Mercury is actually in detriment right now in Pisces. And it's going to be in detriment in Pisces until the very end of the month. On the 31st, it goes to Ashwini, but then that's ruled by Mars. So we're going to still have some issues with money. Mercury is trade, it's crypto, it's paper money, it's all of these things, the banking system, things that are traded quickly. It's creating problems for, other than the banking system, advertising agencies, creative agencies, media, communications, problems with travel, airlines, artists, advisors, anyone buying and selling online, Etsy, things like that, trading, stock market, crypto, health matters, employees, paper money, railroads, petty theft, transportation. These are the things that we're going to have some problems with, even in May, because it's going to retrograde back into Ashwini. So we're still going to have problems with this, unfortunately. After March 20th, when it goes into Pada 4, that will be the complete transformation of what needs to happen. Now, during that time, because this Pada is ruled by Scorpio, Scorpio is death, rebirth, things that need to transform. This has to do with the way the money system is being run. It has to do with paper money. It has to do with how we exchange money, which is the banking system as well. This is other people's money. There could be problems getting other people's money out. There could be problems with that. This could turn to violence or turn to anger and aggression because of these things that could occur. It's debt as well. It's maybe countries actually see that, hey, we're actually in a lot of debt, which has been ignored for a very long time, which is what's causing the problems. Mars is also being in that Pada. This could indicate also aggression with the war. This could indicate also emergencies that could occur that we didn't see because it was hidden, and disruptions that maybe we didn't see as well that are necessary to change things. And like I said, having Mercury in detriment, that's why we're seeing a lot of companies that are having a hard time because spending is down. Mercury is in detriment. Mars has been transiting Mrigashirsa since February 24th. It means a forest animal like a deer. It's the searcher, right? And it also has to do with the soma, which is the nectar that keeps us alive. That's the liquid of immortality. So people are searching right now for things to keep their businesses alive, to help them financially, to keep them going. And there might be some problems with people being able to get that. I feel that that would be the ordinary person and not the banking systems. So there could be some other problems that occur that maybe don't have to do with the banking system, but do have to do with money. The other part of this is in Gemini, and this nakshatra is actually ruled by Parvati, which is the wife of Shiva. And it's a neutral nakshatra, and it has hermaphrodite energy. It's actually both. So during this time, and it's actually ruled by the goddess energy of all female goddesses is actually represented in this nakshatra. So we're actually going to see a lot of gay and trans issues. We're going to see a lot of women's issues as well. What is the true essence of the spirit of a woman? There's going to be a lot of things coming up with that, as we have been seeing already, but more now, and more attacks and violence on each other, attacking each other with words, being aggressive and stuff like that, which doesn't help anybody. Let's be realistic that if we want to change the world, the only way to change it is to have compassion for each other. Now, there's also two other goddesses that are represented with this. This is Kali and Durga. Kali being the divine mother, the dark mother, the terrible mother, but also the most compassionate mother. Kali is the one that is the goddess of time, creation, privation, and it's the goddess of destruction. So during this time, we got things that are being destructed, especially when we go after the 20th. Now, there's a lot of things that have to be destroyed, and that's just part of it. Kali is actually helping you, but by destroying the things that aren't there. But she also protects you against enemies as well. But this can also indicate war, things that have to be destroyed in order to be built back up. It's also Durga, and Durga is about protection, strength, motherhood, destruction, and wars. So we see that motherhood again, and probably about children, protecting children. How do we protect children? And how I said destruction and wars. We definitely are, especially after the 20th, we're getting into more warlike scenarios, more issues with money. When the Hindus celebrate the festival that celebrates the 9 different forms of goddess Durga, it's symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. It's the divine female energy that's used the battle against good and evil. The negative evil forces and vices like jealousy, anger, things like that, she will destroy that. But that means that there is a battle that must occur. Because we have that Mars, Mercury energy, this could also be a lot of marriage issues, fighting amongst couples, bickering, instability, or suspicion. If certain relationships aren't on the up and up, this could actually come up because there's going to be a lot more anger in the world because of certain placements. It depends on your chart and how strong your planets are and how evolved you are spiritually. This nakshatra, how it has to do with seeking, that denotes that either you could be on your life path and you actually find your life path. So this could be actually beneficial for a lot of people, that you actually are on your path and you're seeking more of who you really are and you're there already. Or it can be seeking something where you're kind of like lost in the desert and you don't know where you're going and you don't know where you came from and you're just completely lost. So there's different kinds of seeking, right? And it's up to you. You can use that Shakti energy, that energy inside, your intuition, and then you can find your way, or you can not use it and get lost. It's up to you. There could also be problems with travel, accidents, airplane accidents, planes, weapons. During this time, last time, there was a weapon on a plane and blew up. Cyber issues, cyber attacks, telecommunication problems. Then it goes into Ardra. Now, Ardra is ruled by Rahu and it denotes the teardrop. And that's going to be in March 26th. So I'm going to just briefly touch on that, and then I'll do another video completely breaking that down once we get a little closer. Ardra, it denotes a lot of sorrow, that there could be a lot of sorrow. It's going through a lot of things so that at the end you can learn a lesson from going through these sorrows. That's kind of what it is. And it's ruled by Rahu, and Rahu is very unpredictable. Rahu acts like Saturn, and now we have Mars, so it's like Saturn and Mars. So this could cause a lot more problems than we were seeing once it gets into there. It is ruled by Rudra, which is a storm god. So we're going to see some storms, a lot to do with water. Rudra translates into terrible, transformer, howler, howling. So it's like the howl of the wind, tornadoes, other things that have to do with water, because this is a teardrop. This is after the rain has fallen and everything is still dewy after the storm. That's what it represents as well. So there could be storms with a lot of water, a lot of flooding, and a lot of wind. It could cause fatalities, accidents in transportation, things like that. Because it's ruled by Rahu, this brings almost an instability, thoughts that actually are not in line. They could be poisonous thoughts, very negative type thoughts, very obsessive thought into people. But its job is to remove anything that outlived its usefulness. And so that's why I was talking about the money issue, the paper money, and people could find that that's useless now and they want to go to more digital. This is actually going to activate the Rahu that's already in Ashwini, which is like a new beginning for technology, and people acting hastily because Rudra actually cut off one of Brahma's heads and didn't think about it. So there could be a cutting off of heads that could be literal or that could be metaphorical. In the end, it actually wants to destroy the evil forces, but sometimes because it gets caught up in its own ego, it doesn't really realize what it's doing. So not good for war. This is where we could see a cyber attack because it has to do with a lot of electricity, electricians, the computer industry, software development, AI. That's when we could really see problems with AI coming about, like, hey, should we have had this? It's doing this now, like we're seeing now. Technicians, language experts, things like that, weapon experts to do with war, virtual reality, metaverse, computer gaming, sci-fi, scientists, bringing out new things, pharmaceutical industries. This is going to activate some things to do with health as well, because the Ashwini and Rahu's in Ashwini, and Mercury is health too. There could be an attack on the things that were done previously, that maybe they weren't correct, they weren't right for humanity, but this could also bring up more problems of health. This is illegal drugs as well, head disorders, nuclear power plants. So that's why we have to be careful with the war during this time. It could bring a lot of sorrow, and a nuclear weapons are Rahu. Food processing places, canned food, frozen food. There's going to be a lot more theft during this time, a lot more legal drug sales. People are going to be lying. There's going to be a lot of manipulators and politicians trying to manipulate people. As far as storms, thunderstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes, a lot of people going to hospitals, problems with radio stations, television stations, poison chemicals. There could be another spill, poison chemicals. So it's favorable for destructive activities is what I'm saying. Destroying old buildings, destroying things that were old, worn out things. And we also have the Kali energy as well. So there's a lot of destruction that will happen at that time. And so it will be in there until April 20th. And I'll probably do more of an update as we're in it. But it all depends on your chart. And don't have any fear. This is just for the world. Thank you so much for watching. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll see you in the next one.